How'd you do it so fast? How'd you get it back up to in the 10K so quick?
You know what? I don't know. I just well, first of all, I think because maybe I already had somewhat of a following, and then
Yeah.
but I just I make sure that I post at least once a day. Right now because I'm having my show. I'm posting a lot more, but I just post, man, and then and then just hope for the best, honest truth, and next thing you know, people just start following you, man. I guess a lot of people message me and say, "Hey, man, I love your page. I love the content." A lot of guys they post like everyone else's pictures, so like which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but
Yeah.
like you'll see a cool picture and be like, "Oh shit, I'll repost it," and then to try to get views and all that, but. I have so much of pictures that that I've taken, that my photographers have taken, that as of right now, I don't need to do that yet, and so maybe what makes mine different is all my pictures are mine, and so you're seeing something fresh, something new that everyone else is not posting the same. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the weird thing about Instagram and all that is, for us that use it to promote ourselves or build our brand or let people know what we got going on. We never really know how, like, what the algorithm is or what the secret is. We're just kind of out there just doing our stuff, and sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. But
Right.
Kudos to you. My hat's off to you, homeboy, because one, it takes a certain personality for people to rebuild and get back on track. That
Yeah.
can deflate some people where you're like, oh shit, man, all that work, all that energy, all that stuff, and it's just gone. So kudos to you for having the tenacity and the mentality to go, well, I'm coming back and I'm going to come back bigger, better, stronger. I
Yeah.
know that feeling. And to just getting it back to or working hard to get it back to where it was, man. When you build that stuff, it's you want to make sure that effort doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I never get upset, man, or blame somebody or anything. I feel like if you have something good going on, man, and positive, you're always gonna have like these roadblocks, and I feel like all that is a test, man, and the weak is gonna stop and cry and fail, and then the others, we're just gonna we're just gonna man up, man, and keep moving forward and break through, man.
That's it, man. That's the right mentality to have. So, a little bit about, I mean, I know your background, and we kind of just dove right into some of the stuff.
Mm.
You got a show that's actually coming up, right? You got I mean, what is it? Is the official title the Motorcycle Super Show? What's the official
Um,
title of it?
the title of the show is the Long Beach Motorcycle Super Show is what
Okay.
is the one that I'm doing right now.
And this is I guess this is your annual, because what number is this for you?
So this is just our second annual.
Okay.
Second annual. If I'm willing to, if I'm able to live, continue. I plan to keep this an annual show at the Long Beach Convention Center. I plan to add other shows, various different places, but I felt it was important to establish one show first and make sure that it's successful, and then from then on I could. So starting next year in 2023, we'll expand some, and we'll try some other places. But yeah, for this show here, it's the second annual, and I think it went very, very well last year, man. It went very well. For one, we were still. It was still during COVID, at the end of COVID, and so we were fighting with that. We had the regulations still, the mask and all that, and so for being in the circumstances that we were in, I felt that it went very well, and so we're back here this time, man. We don't have those restrictions, and I plan. I think this is going to be even a better outcome, man. So
It looks
pretty.
it look I mean, I know the content and the stuff that you're posting and showing was obviously from last year's show. And from last year's show, man, it looks like you had some bangers of bikes in there. You had good, good people roll through, good bike styles of bikes. Now, to me, you correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just kind of going based off of your background and your brand and everything. Your brand being called Fishtailz Magazine, is it more geared towards maybe like the Viklas and that kind of, is it a little bit more? I mean, obviously I know you have different categories. I saw you have Best Dyna and you have like other categories as well.
Yeah.
But is it a little bit more geared towards that, or you correct, you fill in the blanks?
No, man. So this is just a motorcycle super show, man, in general. This show is for everyone, man. Because personally, I'm a big fan of like the Vikla style, and that's the kind of bike I build. But I love choppers. I love bobbers. I love the Dynas. I like right now what's really cool is like the performance baggers. I think those are cool, man. I'm even a fan of the big wheel baggers. I could appreciate every style that's out there, because everyone takes whatever kind of bike they like, man, and they customize it and make it their own. And I appreciate all the craftsmanship and the detail and hard work, and you could see that. And so in general, man, I love all styles of the motorcycles. And so we have we give out awards for all classes, man. So even the guys with the sport bikes are more than welcome to come in as well, and enter the motorcycle. So this show is for everyone. My magazine does cater to the lowrider style Vikla motorcycle, but as you know, we also put in other custom motorcycles that aren't Viklas in the magazine. And overall, we're a custom motorcycle magazine, and so everyone is welcome. And to have their bikes featured in the magazine, to have their bikes showcased at my show, So I'm very open, man, and this is for all of us, man. We all have the same love, man, for two wheels, and so yeah, man, it's for everybody.
Well, I appreciate you for my sake, clearing that, not clearing it up, because I know that there's going to be every type of bike there. Yeah. But I just know that your style, your first passion when it comes to a specific style of bike is Viklas, and I myself, owned one, and I want to again one of these days. One of these bikes that I have in here, I'll build like that again.
Cool.
But I guess for me, I bring it up and I ask because some people may interpret it the same way. And I want to make sure that people understand that it's not just that style of bike that's going to be there. It's not just that style of bike that's going to be accepted, for show entries and things of that sort. Bring everything. You should. Yeah. It's really good, not advice, but it's really good logic to follow is if you don't have to just be like narrowed and niched into one specific style of bike. And if you are, you're missing out on a lot of stuff. You got to make sure you keep your mind open when, yes, we all have our specific kind of genres that we like. I like the performance bagger style that you're referencing. I also like Viklas. I also like cafe racers. I like a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, always definitely keep your mind open to the possibilities and the artistic stuff when it comes to motorcycles.
Yeah, man, definitely.
So what are you riding back there, man? I see that. What's in your stable?
So this is my daily driver right here, man. I just had to make it look cool, man. Since I have a magazine, I gotta look right, I guess, right? So this is just my stock bike, man. Or this is a 2007 Deluxe, Softail Deluxe. And so, I mean, it has a lot of stuff done to it, but it's I had it painted. I put it has a 23-inch front wheel.
Nice.
Stretch fender in the front. It has a stretch fender in the back. Has a 16-inch Carnegie ape hangers. Just has a custom seat, man. And you know, so anyways, I fixed it up a little bit. It has the rocker boxes. It's like a newer one that they make. It's a pan head. It's the pan head style. So it kind of gives it a vintage look. I have a Cyclesmith floorboards. I had to say that because Cyclesmith's one of my sponsors. So, yeah, man. So this is my bike. This is my cruiser. I'm building another bike right now. It's not done. It still has some ways, but I'm building a 2003 Heritage Softail. It's behind me or it's in front of me, but you can see some of the paint from it up here on top.
I see up there on the shelf.
Yeah, it's already painted. I'm just it's a candy tangerine orange with a bunch of flake underneath and has some pagan gold in it. But anyways, we're doing a lot of engraving on that one, and that stuff's a process, man. It takes a while. They have to strip the chrome and then polish it and then engrave it and then take it back to the chrome. And so anyways, shout out to my engraver, man. His name's Dago Dane. He's a pretty well-known engraver. Does a very clean, really good job. So, but yeah, man. So I'm building another one. And that one
is he on Instagram?
What was that?
Is he on Instagram?
Yeah. Dago Dane, Dago Dane, engraving. He's pretty. Okay. Yeah, check him out, man. But yeah, so I'm building another bike, and that one will be done hopefully beginning of the year, and then we'll be rolling that one around.
How long have you kind of been building bikes? What's your background a little bit about, you know, like where
Harleys?
Yeah, or just in general. I mean, was it always just been motorcycles? Has it been cars also, or?
Nah. So I grew up building like lowrider bicycles when I was young, from like 9 years old to like I stopped at like 15 years old because I bought my first car. I bought a 71 Cutlass, and then I started fixing that up lowrider. So I've been fixing up cars since then, and then so I started bicycles and then cars. I've never stopped playing with cars. I fixed up vintage cars as well, and then I started riding 15 years ago. Some of my buddies were riding, and they were fixing up this style of bike, like the V-Class style bike back then in the early 2000s. And so then, man, I wanted to ride, but it was just a thought, you know, like it's, you know, I wasn't used to it, or you know, just a couple guys that you were riding. And anyways, I went to the Harley Davidson shop, and I just told myself, you know what, man, if they approve me for a bike, I'll go ahead and get it. And I'm pretty sure I thought I wasn't gonna get approved, so I wasn't worried about it. But then they said I was approved, so I had to call somebody to come pick up my bike for me, man. And then I started riding. You know, the very first day I jumped on the bike, man, I took it around the block, and then I just took off, and I never came back to my buddy's house. And so yeah, I just learned real quick on my own how to ride, and I've been riding for 15 years now.
Okay.
So yeah.
So are you doing like your work? Are you at your house right now? Is that where your shop is? Is that where you've kind of?
Yeah, I do. You know, I fix up my bikes here at my house. I use a mechanic as well, man. Like, there's some things that I don't do. I never really try to play with the electrical. So and just here, like miscellaneous things when it comes to the fork. The forks are kind of like a pain in the ass sometimes, you know. And so, but I do a lot of the work myself, man. You know, when it like take stuff, swap rims out, you know, when it comes to taking a bike apart. But there are some things that I do take my bike to have done as well. But yeah, I do over 50% of the work on my bikes.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. There's certain things. I think I guess my numbers would be a little bit higher percentage wise, I guess. But when it comes to like engine stuff, like internal engine stuff, when it comes to like setting rings and cams and stuff like that, one, there's special tools that are needed for it. You know, there's precise measurements that need to be taken and all that stuff. And there's professionals for that. And I'm still a believer that there's things like that where, although I know how it works and I have an understanding of how to do it and truthfully know how to do it, I prefer for a professional in some cases like that. So it's
For sure, man.
yeah. Some people want to, I guess, feel like they have to wear that crown of they can do it all.
Oh
And
yeah,
yeah,
that is not me, bro. I'm okay with
me
I'm okay
too.
with paying a professional to get the job done correctly, man.
I agree. I can. What do they say? You sometimes you know enough just to get yourself in trouble. You know that's that. So
Yeah,
I put myself in that position more than once, but that's growing pains of working on a bike, though. Also, right? Like
true.
you kind of have to. You don't have to, but you do. You usually do along the way of making mistakes, in learning how to work on a motorcycle or work on a car or whatever it is.
To get it
you
right. Yeah.
yeah, it's part of learning is making the mistakes from it and learning from it so that you don't do it again. That's the ultimate thing, is just don't do it again. Try not
Right.
to again.
Yeah. Yep.
so um, so this show is happening on October 1st then, and it's going to be at the Long Beach Convention Center. How many different categories do you have going on for this thing?
For the show, there's I don't have an exact number for you right now, but it's it's between like it's closer to 15 categories,
Nice.
and it could be more and it could be less. I have I hire a group of professional judges that judge at all kinds of different shows all over to the United States, and these guys are pretty awesome team, and so it just depends, because some like a bike might show up, or some bikes might show up that are gonna make a new class, depending on what kind of Harley it is or what kind of motorcycle it is, and so they go through everything and see, okay, well, we have baggers, we have this, we have that, and then so they either have to open up more categories or leave kind of what they already
Gotcha.
suspected that was going to be.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you actually are bringing in, or you have a team of judges, so to speak. You're removing yourself from that element of judging. You
Yeah,
got
I choose I choose not to. I would love to. I would love to judge. I'm into like detail, man. Like I pay attention to the smallest things, but I remove myself because I'll let everyone hate them and not me, man. Because there's a bunch of winners, but obviously everybody can't win, right? And then so I let them take the heat, man, or yeah. So I don't involve myself in that, man. They're professionals, man. I let them do their job.
That's probably the best way to do it. Because sometimes when you're involved in the judging aspect of it, um, people think that maybe there's favoritism or there's
Correct.
there's that aspect of it, and you want to, if you're the
Correct.
person that's hosting the show, you want to remove yourself from that. You don't want to be involved in that. You want people to feel like they brought their best,
Right.
and the person that deserved to win won, based
Yeah.
off of people that are looking at the bike, knowing what they're looking at. I mean, because I went to, I grew up in car shows and truck shows. I was a mini truck guy and shit back in the day, and so I kind of grew up, and I grew up with my dad and my uncles and stuff in it. And I remember going to shows, and I remember seeing some judges still, even to this day. You're like, this guy's a judge. This guy doesn't know what he's looking at. He has he has zero clue.
Right.
Sometimes, so to remove yourself from it sometimes is the best. But when you have a panel like that, at
Hmm.
least everyone can go home confidently knowing the best bike won today. And that's the
Yeah.
way that it should be. You're not always going to be the best in the crowd. You
Yeah,
know.
and what I do is because they do shows everywhere, and it's like a group of 5 to 6 guys, and so what I do is we always have a meeting like the day before that they're gonna judge the bikes. We have a meeting. We sit in a conference room, man, and I let them know specifically like what I'm looking for, what that the details, and so they um, uh, they change their ways of judging somewhat to cater to what my needs are. And so because these guys do motorcycle shows, they do car shows, and
Okay.
so they kind of do a little bit of everything. But so yeah, um, yeah, I kind of like set the bar or whatever, and then they go off of that.
But it's important that I think people see that or know that, because the caliber of bikes that in the lowrider community, if we're talking Viklas and we're talking lowriders, I get it. It's not everybody's style, but I'll tell you what, man, it's the genre that is always the most like, wow, it's the most impressive to me, because it just the amount, for example, like what you're talking about, the engraving that goes into it and the chrome that goes into it and the panel paint jobs and everything else that goes into like a lowrider. When
Yeah,
you see the amount of detail and everything on some of these things, you need a judge that has an eye for that and knows like how much time and effort and money, whatever, went
yeah,
into that specific project, because so many of the laymen will just walk by and go, wow, that's a badass bike. And you're damn right that it is. But the person that's sitting there with a clipboard or has 20, 30, 40 years of experience in the game
yeah.
knows what it is that separates that bike from all the other ones to be the winner.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. And it's very important, man, to have the right guys that know, like exactly what you're saying, man, because not just anybody could judge, man. There's a lot to look into, man.
Are
Um,
are these the same judges that you had last year, or did you
yeah,
bring in a new panel?
yeah, no, they're the same ones. I'm I'm adding one guy. I'm adding a guy from Texas. He's gonna come be a part of the team. Uh, he's
Oh,
a guy that's his name's Leo. I'll put his information out later on Instagram. But these guys, him and his team, man, his crew, they build some of the baddest bikes, man, in Texas. And these guys they have very unique style. They stand out, man, for, like in a good way. And he's very into detail as well. And he asked me if he could be part of the panel, and I thought he would be a perfect guy, to add to that. And so that's the only new guy that we have to the panel.
so in following, your page and kind of keeping up with the show and who you're going to have there,
Mhm.
you got when you say that he's from Texas and he's going to bring a different point of view or a different style, you've got bikes that are coming and representing from all over the country. Not all, well, a lot of different states that you got
Yeah.
bikes coming in to be in this show, and that's going to
Mhm.
put some diversity into it, because different regions and different areas have different flavors and different styles. Southern California bikes aren't always the same as Northern California bikes and Arizona bikes and Texas bikes and shit. So you'll have a nice
Yeah.
variety of stuff.
Yeah, and that's what's beautiful, man, about this show. Very, very humble, man, to say this. I promise I'm not like boasting or none. But what's beautiful about this show, man, is that we have all these motorcycles from all these different states that are coming. For sure, it's like somewhere between like 12 and 13 different states, for sure, maybe more.
Congratulations on that.
That are bringing all these beautiful motorcycles, man. And and you can't get that anywhere else around here. Well, the only other show, man, that does something, that has bikes from everywhere as well, is Born Free. But and I love Born Free show. I go to that show every year. That's a badass show. But that's an outdoor event. As far as like a professional, like indoor event where there's be nothing but custom show bikes. This is the only show, man, in the area that does this, and that's or that like there's no other show even close to bringing all these quality bikes together, man. And it's just a beautiful thing that I don't know how, but there people people want to come to this show, man. And I'm super excited and humble and grateful, man, that all these people want to come. You know, it's a possibility. We're going to have some bikes from Hawaii that are coming. And they're going to be letting me know here shortly. But I got a couple bikes from Florida coming, man, and then you know all these other states throughout the United States. And so yeah, man, it's gonna be a beautiful thing, man. It's not your everyday motorcycle show, I'll tell you that.
Well, it's humbling, right? Yeah,
it's very cool.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, it's humbling, it's appreciated, I'm sure, on your end. But that's also, you know, I'm learning recently to be able to pause just for a second, Mike, and pat ourselves on the back every once in a while when we've done good, you know. And the work that you've put in is the reason that 13, 14, 15 states from overseas in Hawaii and across the country over in Florida are wanting to come and represent themselves at this show. You're going to have you've put in the work, you've put in the energy, you've put in the time, you're putting it in a good venue in a good area, because Long Beach Convention Center, that's no joke. I mean, that's a good sized building to fill and a good spot to be able to display and showcase your bike and shit, you know?
Yeah, I choose the Long Beach Convention Center. I mean, man, that thing is so expensive, man, to rent. But I went there and I checked it out, man, and it's such a beautiful venue. And man, I wanted a venue that is gonna make people like want to come and get ready, like if you're going to your wedding or something, man, like people are gonna want to buy a new outfit, get their hair cut, shine up their shoes. You know, it's a big deal, you know, and I want it to be a big deal for you. I want this to be exciting as possible. You know, this is not there's not a parking lot show or just some place that, hey, like a little, I don't know, a little building or something you could rent out. You know, I wanted to make it very special, you know, for everyone in the community, man. And so, yeah, you know, I'm trying to stand out from the rest, man. And, you know, I'm trying to bring my best. And, you know, this is for everyone in the community, man. I love, I'm obsessed, man, with like, with custom stuff, man, whether if it's a motorcycle or car. So, I love being at car shows and motorcycle shows. So if I didn't put on this show on, I would be going to other people's show. But I get enjoyment being at shows, and I also get enjoyment watching other people happy at my show, man. And so, you know, I just want to try to put on the best show as possible for everyone, man, to come enjoy themselves. You know, if I could make, you know, one person, you know, like the happiest person that day, or just make someone smile that day, you know, that, man, they enjoyed themselves. They saw a certain bike that, oh my God, it was amazing. And, or, you know, if I can make someone's day, that's all I want, man.
Yeah. The smiles and the time and the memories and that type of stuff, man. The bikes,
man.
Everyone says it. Everyone will agree is these bikes unite people. They bring people together, like you know, and Harley riders, you know, it brings together in their own way, and Honda riders and Kawasaki riders, whatever, sport bike riders. But there's still just, I don't know, there's something about motorcycles that anybody that rides just on two wheels just has that common feeling of freedom, just freedom, being, you know, being out on just like being on the road. Like there's, I'll say it again, because I know I've said it before. There's no way to explain. We can explain it till we're blue in the face, but you do not know the feeling of just riding and feeling the elements and smelling the smells on the road and feeling the cold air and feeling the hot air and the vibration of the motor and the wind in your, like, there's nothing that replicates that until you can't
unless you actually do it.
Yeah, there's no, I can tell you that I'm driving through here and I can smell the ocean off of my bike, and I can feel the sun rays batting through my, you know, I sound like a poet and shit right now, for God's sake.
Right, damn, bro. When's your book coming out, man?
No shit, man, no shit. But I can tell you all of that, but it means nothing until you actually are like, holy crap, this is what you're talking about. This is what you
Yeah,
need, you know.
definitely, man. It's a feeling like no other, man.
It is it really is, man. It's there's so many different things that it can do. It's like a outlet for if you're depressed, if you're sad, if you're happy. It can just it can do a whole lot of things for the soul, man. There's an old saying for it. I remember my old man used to tell me, two wheels move the soul, and there's no, it's true, there's something that
Yeah,
it does to you, you know.
yeah.
So what are you gonna do with the other bike that you're building, man? Is there like plans to just keep it for yourself? Are you gonna try and flip it and sell it? What's kind of your goal with it?
The other bike, no, yeah, the other bike's my main bike, man. The other Harley, the Harley that I'm working on, that I'm
How many do
redoing.
you have?
Uh,
How many bikes do you have?
um, I have three.
Yeah, you sound like me. You got problems, man.
Yeah. Well, I like, man, it's because I have, my mind doesn't, I don't know, I'm different, man. My mind doesn't stop coming up with ideas, man. My mind constantly works. Like I could come up, I have a notebook, bro, that I probably have like 100 great ideas, but most of them take money, man. So it's like it's just one thing at a time, man. But this bike, the one I'm fixing up, that's my very first Harley that I ever purchased, and so I never saw this one, and so I'm just trying to fix it up, make it look really nice. I want it's to represent the magazine, and so like when I go set up places, then I'll bring that bike and I'll display it. It's not. I mean, it could compete, but it's not going to be for competition, man. It's just to display. So when I'm out and about, somewhere set up, people could see, a piece of what's in the magazine.
Gotcha. Is this
Yeah,
one is your current one? You're gonna have this one on display and show at
yeah,
the show?
yeah. I'm gonna take it over there. It's not. This bike is not. I mean, it's very clean. It's simple. It's real classy looking. And it's just a nice bike to look at as well, man. So we're just gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it and display it just so people could trip out on it. I just finished it about maybe about a month ago now, the most.
Okay.
I finished it up, and
Have you
so
have you have you have you done are the shakedown miles over with? Did you work out any bugs from the rebuild, or are you still chasing anything?
um, no, I think we're good, man.
Okay.
I've been writing it, taking it here and there. Just I just cruise it, man. I'll take it to work. I'll take it, when I go
Yeah.
out to eat or run some errands. I just, I jump on the bike. But no, it's good, man. The
Yeah.
ride's great. I got a sound system on it. So yeah, man.
What do you have on there for speakers?
Um, I have these 5.5s. The name brand of the speakers are called Focal. Have you heard of Focal?
I have. Yeah, it's a good name. It's a good company. It's a
Yeah,
good
it's a
speaker.
good brand. I think um, I heard that these speakers come stock like in a Lamborghini or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no
Focal.
idea, but
They
that's what
are.
some guys were telling me.
It's a good. I
It's a high end speaker, isn't it?
It is actually. I had a back in the back in the day actually. It was when I was telling you I was mini truck,
Uh-huh.
and my couple of buddies of mine were audio guys. They were stereo guys, and so we were putting a stereo and a system inside of my truck,
Hmm.
and they themselves back then, shit, man, that was like 10, 15 years ago. They were like, dude, you need to get these focal speakers. And I'm like, focal? I never heard no fucking focal. Never heard of any of that stuff. It was
Yeah,
Rockford Fosgate and it was some of this other stuff. And they were like, no, man, these are like the things to go and get with. Like, and I heard them and they were
yeah,
very crisp and clear and good quality speakers for sure.
yeah. And then I'm just running just a little the digital amp. I don't even know what the wattage is on it, but I think I don't know how. It's just like might be like an MTX or that or
Okay.
Rockford Fosgate. I don't even know what it is, honest truth. But I got just like a digital amp, so I don't have a lot. I just have those speakers on the front, and I do have some mid and tweets as well, up in the front as well. Same thing, focals, but it's good enough for me, man. It's pretty loud.
Can you hear it on the freeway?
Yep, I can hear it
Yeah.
on the freeway.
Then you're good to go, man. I do miss my stereo. In certain situations, not all the time.
Uh,
There's certain situation where I do miss having the radio on my road glide. My wife has reminded me a couple of times. She's like, "Man, I remember we used to roll into the parking lot or we'd be cruising down Main Street. Just that feeling, that vibe of just like bumping your stereo and people kind of just looking and vibing with you and stuff. Like whatever I'm listening to, you're listening to. You know."
yeah. What happened? You don't have the room no more, or what?
No, so what I did on my bike is a 2008
Uh-huh.
and I put a 2018 fairing on it, the newer style Road Glide fairing.
Okay.
And a lot of the electronics are completely different and the radio and everything. So when I put it on there, I put it on there with the intention of not really having a stereo anyway. Uh,
Okay.
and so I just I eliminated it then because I wear a full face and I have a Bluetooth, so everything I want to listen to is right inside of my helmet anyway. But
Oh, okay.
I now when I do go to a show or my friends are like bumping, like a couple of my friends, have you seen that Polk audio that goes behind the fairings? Have you seen the
I haven't, bro.
It's pretty nice, man. A buddy of mine has one, and a
Okay.
couple of my friends have them, and they go behind. They're made for these specific kind of fairings, but you can use them on a lot of different stuff. But it's
Okay.
got an amp and all this stuff built into it. It's just a system that goes right in behind your fairing, and it
Mhm.
hits hard, man. I mean, it hits pretty damn hard. And so, like when we're cruising, and I can hear it, and I'm next to him, and that feeling of sitting behind your or sitting on your motorcycle with music bumping like that, it's uh it's a certain feeling. It's times like that where I'm like, "Shit, I wish I still had the stereo on
Yeah.
my bike in situations like this," you know?
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
alright without it. I most 95% of my music listening is in my headset anyway. It's
Mm.
just that 5-10% of the time that I wish I used I mean, I seriously I had, like, 6 by 9s in the speakers or I'm sorry, in the bags, I had all I wanted to be heard at one point,
Right.
but
Uh,
I do miss it every now and then.
right on.
Yeah. And what area? Are you up in the, Bay Area? You're up
I mean, it's considered the Central Valley. I'm in a city called Modesto.
Oh, I know where Modesto's at.
So I'm 2 hours from Fresno, and I'm an hour and a half away from all the cities in the Bay Area. I'm an hour and a half from San Jose, San Francisco, Oakland,
Okay.
Sacramento. Yeah, I'm an hour and a half from all of them, and then 2 hours to get to Fresno, and then I'm 5 hours from LA, man.
And then born and
But
raised there? That's where you grew up?
yeah, I was just born and raised here, man. I was born and raised here. I have a bunch of family that lives in LA. Uh, as a kid, I used to spend a lot of summers out there in LA, um, uh, and then come back home and stuff like that. So, I'm from Modesto over here, and then I'm just, I'm familiar with different areas as well, man.
You got roots in a lot of different places throughout California and shit.
Yeah, man. I also have a lot of family in Chula Vista,
Okay,
by
down
San
south.
Diego.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I stay up and down California, man, moving a lot, man. I'm in I'm from, I moved from San Jose to San Diego often, bro. Every couple months I'm moving around trying to do things, spread let everybody know about the magazine.
So, on that note, that the times you and I were trying to kind of link up and sort something out or schedule something, you're
Right.
like, "Hey, I'm down here in Southern California doing an event." You're out there at events often. It sounds like then
Yeah.
spreading the word.
Yeah.
So,
So, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no. I even forgot what I was gonna say, man.
Oh, um, so like what type of events are you hitting up? Like where can people kind of find you? And then when you are you selling merchandise, handing out flyers? Like what are you kind of
Yeah. So yeah, like if I go set up somewhere, like I'm gonna set up and I'll have merchandise, hats, a lot of hats, shirts, magazines, and then just some miscellaneous things that I don't know, beanies or whatever. Just I have merch, and I just get invited. Like I go to. There's like a lot of shows or events that people invite me to, like Factory 47, for instance. They had something like maybe 2-3 months ago. They had at their shop, and they were going to have vendors and like a little motorcycle show. So they asked me if I wanted to come out there and set up, and then so I was like, yeah, I'll come out there. And then that girl, she's pretty popular. Peaches, or she was having a motorcycle run from LA to San Diego, and then I went and set up out there in San Diego, where they were going to end at and hang out.
Okay.
I just move around, man. Sometimes it's to go set up and sell merch, and then at the same time, if I have my own shows coming up, I'll definitely use that time to promote my show and pass out flyers and spread the word. And if not, I just go anyways to I go to support whoever's having that event. I want to support everybody as well, man. So
I feel you, man. That's what kind of makes the industry go round, just the handshakes of each other, like I'll support you, scratch my back, scratch your back, that's the way it should be,
Yeah. On that note, man, let me say something. I think it's very important, man, for all like small businesses to all help each other out, man, to network. And that's how I feel like that's how we get further. And so because of that, I'm also gonna do at my show. I'm gonna have a table set up somewhere at my show, and it's just gonna be like a business card drop off thing, man. So like if anyone has anything to do with the motorcycle industry, it doesn't matter what you do. If you're a mechanic, if you upholster seats, whatever the case is, whatever you do, you're going to be, you could just walk up to this table. You drop off your business cards. You could browse the table. If you see a different business card that of something that you think that you'd be interested later in, some kind of service, pick up that business card and take it with you. It's just kind of like a trade thing, whatever. I'm going to do that as well, just because for that fact that I think it's important that we all use each other's services. If you're in the market to do something that somebody else does, you might as well use somebody that's maybe local or a small business instead of like a big corporate type business, man.
I agree, man. I'm a pretty big supporter in that. I have a local shop here called My Garage, and although I can go and order my stuff in a catalog or something like that, or I can go to Amazon or eBay and order the part, I choose to go down the street and give that guy the business because, one, he's my friend, and two, I want to support a local place more than want to go and throw money to Amazon, who already has plenty of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
man, I agree.
yeah, and that's a great idea, actually, though, man. Is like a business card style table. I jumped into the new era with this stuff. Have you seen? And maybe you'll try it, or maybe you'll look into it. Maybe you won't. But have you seen these little? I have what they call a dot card. Have you seen them?
Oh, like yeah, and then it's like it's kind of like a QR code thing, and then all your information pops up. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. There's this little sticker that basically just goes on the back of my phone, but it's exactly that. It just like transfers. It gives them a little link where it goes to a page. You don't have to have an app or anything like that for it, but I just tap my phone to your phone, and then it just gives you a little notification at the top of your phone, just like anything else. And
Yeah.
it's a link to a web page that will show you my Instagram or my YouTube or my website or my podcast or whatever it is that I upload on that thing. It's all kind of right. My email, all that stuff. It's kind of just a digital business card.
Yeah.
So they're kind of cool.
I've been seeing that now for about a year now, here and there pop up. I haven't done it yet, but it definitely caught my eye. And I do see things moving towards that. In the future, everyone's going to be on that.
Yeah, it eventually we're all digital now. We want faster, quicker. Look at our debit cards now. You just tap them to the machine now. You don't even have to stick them in there anymore.
Right.
Yeah. I come from the day where I remember where they still they had to put it in the machine and they had to like swipe it with the paper like.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I
hold on. Let me get the paper, the plastic bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah, I come from that era and stuff. Now I hear people all the time just going, "Will you take Apple Pay? Do you take this? Do you take that?" Like you just pull your phone out and you just tap something now and it's paid for. It's crazy.
man.
Technology's crazy. Amazon, I heard, has these stores where before you walk in, you scan your card or you scan something and you just go in and you pick your stuff up off the shelf and you walk out and it automatically knows to charge you what it is that you took. Like you don't even need to check out or anything. It just
Perfect.
it's crazy, man. It's it's a needed it's not a necessity, but like we thrive off of the technology, but then at the same time it's also so like that's scary.
Yeah.
You
They're kind
know?
of just showing off, really, man. Like look what we could do. But it's kind of cool.
I was listening to do you listen to other podcasts at all?
You know what, man? I'm probably weird, bro. I don't watch TV. I don't do a lot of things, man. I have my mind just works so much, man. Like I feel like I feel like it'll block my thought process. Say like if I watch TV or something. So I don't know, man. I listen to music when I'm on my Harley or something like that. But or when
You
I'm in the
drive a
garage.
lot though, right?
Huh?
You drive a lot? It sounds like
No. No, but no, I don't drive a lot. But like if I'm out here playing with the motorcycles, man, I listen to like oldies. I listen to a lot of oldies music. But I do want to watch podcasts. I haven't got into it, man. I don't know. I'm kind of. It's not that I'm against TV. I don't know.
No,
I
but
don't know, man.
the podcast, like that's what I'm going to do with this one is, although I'm broadcasting it and we're talking like this, I'm going to put it on a podcast as well.
Cool.
And that's kind of the beauty of them is like when you're working in the garage, you can just throw one on and just listen to it.
Just listen to it.
If you might, I mean, it doesn't sound like you're into them too much. And I'm starting to ask people, more and more people, like, how much do you listen to them or how much do you know about them? You sound like the type of person, because you sound like me where I'm just constantly thinking like creativity wise or trying like idea wise. I'm just constantly trying to like think of ideas and they're constantly coming out. And I'm always, I guess you know what that is to me. It's kind of like tickling the brain a little bit. It's keeping my mind stimulated and shit. And a podcast seems to keep my mind stimulated because it keeps me engaged. There's a different podcast. There's podcasts for everything, dude. I mean, everything. You want to hear a motorcycle one. You want to hear a car one, a lowrider one. You want to hear one about murder shows. Or murder mystery stuff. There's a podcast for everything. So I don't know, man. You should one of these days, just there's comedy ones. There's all kinds of stuff, man. You may find yourself like going, I kind of like these things and shit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, definitely, man. I'm definitely open, man, to try things. Speaking of comedy, man, we're gonna have a real funny comedian, man, at my show. His name's Jerry Garcia. He's
well-known comedian.
He's pretty well known now, man, and he has a Netflix special. He has a HBO special, and this is all recent, man. It's all like pretty fresh, and I'm pretty excited, man, to have this guy at my event. He's gonna do a comedy set, and so yeah, man, I kind of wanted to throw that out there as well, man. Let people know about that because
you're also gonna have. I heard. I saw Malo.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty excited about that, man. They're a legendary band, man, from the 70s, and one of my favorite songs, honest truth, man, I'm not gonna lie, it's the Suavecito. It's their I think it's their biggest hit that they have. But just to be able to hire them, man, and put them on at an event that I'm putting on, for me, it's super exciting, man.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy and blessed, man, that I was able to do that. And so, yeah, man, we're gonna have them out there. Um,
How did you?
uh,
Let me ask the question, man. I'm curious. How? What's your connection to it? I mean, can you say, or do you want to? Like, How did you get your way into having, uh, big names like this? You know, at your second event. You know, because it,
yeah,
yeah, because I mean, to me, that's a big deal. That's an accomplishment. That's an accolade to
yeah,
to get the people that you're mentioning. What
yeah.
did you do to kind of get your way down that road?
I mean, honest truth, it kind of just fell. It kind of just fell like that, man, into place. I didn't do much. I actually just reached out. I actually just reached out to them, man, on through social media, and then,
Wow,
um, you know, for the Malo, they're like, hey, well, this is our manager's number. You got to contact him. This is his info, and then.
gotcha.
But and then same as Jerry, I was able to speak to him directly, but um, the whole goal, man, of these shows is like the first one. I did the first one, and then I kind of after the show, kind of stepped back a little bit and then looked at the pros and cons. And my goal is to make the show better and better every year as we go, and to upgrade as well. To try to make it the best as possible, for everyone that's going to be there. And so, um, you know, um, I wanted to have better entertainment instead of just a DJ. Even though I have a badass DJ, a really awesome guy named DJ Chell, uh, great DJ, man. And but so that guy will be DJing as well this year, like in between the acts. But
Hmm.
um, but yeah, man, I felt like I needed I needed to make it more professional, and upgrade. And so I also have this rock group that's really badass, man. I was in the city of industry about 3 weeks ago for uh, for a motorcycle event. Um, the guys that throw the Rosarito run that's happening this
Yeah,
coming weekend.
yeah.
Uh, the company is called Rolling Deep for Charities, and they had an event and they invited me out, and so I went out there and there's rock band was performing, man, and their lead singer is a female. And for some reason, I don't know. I think it's cool, man. When like when the lead singer is female, just her voice and anyways, these like they caught my attention, man, and they were really badass. And so, anyways, I went
Are
and
they?
talked to them.
Are they
Oh,
there? Are they
their
there?
name.
Are they a cover band or?
I think they probably do some cover band. They do some original stuff. They're called Lace and Leather.
Oh, okay.
And shit, man, they sound really really good. Awesome, man. And they get the people engaged, man. Like, they had all kinds of people dancing. They just they really get people's attention, man. And so I went and talked to them after, and I hired them immediately, man. I was like, man, I want you guys at my show. So yeah, man, so we have that. They're definitely gonna like rock the crowd, man. And so yeah, man, I'm just trying to upgrade, trying to make it the best. You know, trying to make it the best day as possible, man, for everybody that day.
You know what's gonna happen is, or how it's gonna be. You you mentioned that you have a notebook of ideas and stuff, right? So your
Hmm.
idea of the show that you've already orchestrated a good gathering, a good show, a good event. You're right. You've already had
Yeah.
success with it last year, but you're gonna be thinking, man, I could do this, I could do that, I could be better, it could be this, but everyone's still gonna have a blast. They're not gonna know. They're gonna come and they're gonna have a damn good time, man. But you're only in the second year doing it. I just
Mhm.
had I just went and did an event, the Pismo Run. It's a local event here that's been going on for 22 years, And it's a giant event, man, and you're going to learn something new every year. Every time I go to an event myself, because I'm setting up live podcasts like at events now.
Yeah.
And so every time I go to an event, I learn something, and that's exactly what you're going to do. Every year that you do this, you're going to make it an annual thing. You're going to learn something from the previous year, and you're going to add on to it and get better and get better and get better. Do you do more shows throughout the year, or is it just this? Is this the one you kind of gear up for all year long?
So far, this has been the one just to gear up to, man. But it's just because the only reason why, man, the plan was to do a NorCal show and a SoCal show, and then eventually branch out to different states. But I haven't been able to do the NorCal show. This show in Long Beach, man. It's very expensive, man, and this is all my pocket. So, I mean, you could buy probably like a small apartment or a condominium with the money the show costs, man. But so the so it's just it's coming, man, to spread out and do more shows. But as of now, I'm just trying to establish this one, get this one off the ground, and then we'll move forward and we'll branch out, man. There's a couple states, man, that I'm looking at that I really want to put shows on at, and then I have to establish a show as well in Northern California, and then so the next shows that I put out, the plan is to keep all of those shows, like the Long Beach show won't go anywhere. We'll continue that one as an annual. We'll add on, so we're just going to be adding on shows, and then try to keep those as well.
Speaking of Northern California, I saw that are you working on or putting together a documentary, or you're doing something on like the Vikla culture? What are you putting together?
Tomorrow, Saturday, yes, the 17th. I'm going to be doing a documentary on the lowrider style motorcycles of the Bay Area, and the meeting place is in San Francisco, right underneath the Golden Gate Bridge. So I plan to do a documentary at every major city in California that caters, that if the demand is there, if there's enough people with that style of motorcycle, and in the big cities, we'll do a documentary, and then we're gonna move out of state. We're gonna go out of state and do the same thing everywhere across the United States. We have one scheduled as well on the 15th of October in Texas. I'm gonna fly out there, and we're gonna do the documentary over there, and then so it's gonna take a while to get to everywhere, but we're gonna try to make it happen. So all next year, every 2-3 months, we'll go to a different place, and that's just to the magazine, man. The magazine, these documentaries is just to that's what I am, man. Is the magazine is a media platform, and so I feel it's important to capture video as well, and that's why these documentaries are going to get put into place, and it's just so that like, there's people on the East Coast that would love to come over here, but maybe they can't for money situations or whatever. So since they can't be here, that's why the magazine is there. And then that's why I'm putting these videos, these documentaries together, so that way they could see. If they can't be here, well, then at least they could see and read about the motorcycle culture from a different area.
Yeah, it's going to be a long project. Then it sounds like you're going to grab a little bit of all over.
This is it's endless. There's no ending point. There's always going to be a new place where. For instance, Australia right now is killing it, man, with the Vikla game, man. These guys,
Australia, really?
Australia, man. These guys are building these Vikla bikes like on point to the T, where you would think that these bikes are from California, and there's a bunch of other regions and areas as well that are doing the same, and that are on point as well, man. And so, yeah, man, there's always going to be a new place to go visit, and to capture, and to and to document, and to get footage and from. So yeah, this is going to be an ongoing thing, man.
So where are you trying to what's your plan with airing it or sharing it, or where would be people be able to kind of keep up with it?
I'm just gonna put it on YouTube, man. I have a Fishtailz Magazine YouTube channel, I, and so there for now,
Okay.
unless you have a better idea, man.
I have zero ideas. I'm trying to figure out what to do with my stuff, man. I'm like you. I have a bunch of ideas floating around in my head right now, but I don't
Yeah.
know what your team is like. Is your a one man are you a one man band team?
Yes. So I mean, so like when I go to tech, I have a cousin of mine that he's into videography, and he does most of my videography. Like if I'm gonna go somewhere, or like
God.
at my show, then my cousin will be in charge of the videography, and I'll kind of just not necessarily coach him, but just kind of tell him, because he knows what to do, but I kind of just tell him like what I'm looking for him to capture, and then
Gotcha.
and then he'll do that, and then later we'll sit down and we'll start chopping up the film and then edit it and all that. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm a one man team as far as like there's nobody else involved with my business. It's just it's a one man team, and I do so much, man. I put together the magazine by myself. When I started the magazine, I started it in 2019. This is a childhood dream, man. That I was obsessed with the lowrider magazines when I was a little boy, and I wanted a magazine so bad. And in 2019, I just said, screw it, let's do it, man. And I didn't know one thing of how to put a magazine together, or how it worked. And then I just started doing research online. I started downloading different programs. I finally found one that was pretty user friendly. And then so I was determined that I was gonna have a magazine no matter what, even though I didn't know shit about having a magazine. And we're here now, man. We're on issue number 14 is gonna come out, and I'm gonna release the new magazine the day of my show, and it's not even gonna be on the internet available until after the show. So I'm gonna let everyone that is at the show be the first ones to see it and to have it. So that's kind of cool too.
I still I maybe I need to subscribe to that, man, because I do miss my homeboy Irving on YouTube right now is talking about I need that centerfold, and it clicked on me right now. Like I miss having that. Like I remember getting my mini trucking magazine back in the
Magazines.
day, my hot bike magazines back in the day and shit. And like my Sports Illustrated, whatever it was that I was subscribing to and shit.
Yeah.
And I that center. Do you do a centerfold in your magazine as well?
A centerfold as far as
You remember the
kind
ones
of
that would like fold out like bop bop bop?
you know what? I haven't done that.
Okay,
I do like like the cover bike gets like the middle of the magazine.
gotcha.
And the cover bike will have like the biggest story and stuff like that. Um,
Fred.
I plan to add like a folded poster in the upcoming magazine, so where
So
you could take it out and you'll have a poster for the wall now, stuff like that.
you should. I should link you up with my homeboy Irvin from Bagger Society. Do you follow that page? Your
A
wife.
Bagger Society?
Do you follow that page on Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a homeboy of mine. And he's got a nice both him and his wife actually have some nice Vikla style kind of baggers and stuff. And so I think
Yeah.
that's what he's kind of mentioning. He's like, I want that centerfold. He wants the model for you and shit on there.
Oh hell yeah! No, you know what, dude? He's hella cool, man. I met him recently. I met him a while back. I went to LA and I organized a photo shoot, and he ended up coming. Anyways, I met him. Very cool guy, man.
Yeah.
And then they actually invited me to go eat with them after the photo shoot. So I went and I spent some time with them, man. Very cool people. His wife as well. All their
Yep.
friends, man. A good crowd to hang out with, man.
Yeah, they were just they came up to the Pismo run that I was at this past weekend. And it's a few hours. You're familiar. You know where Pismo is. You're
Oh
central.
yeah, I go to Pismo sometimes, man.
Yeah.
And you know, hang out there or whatever. I take my family out there, and then I even like the downtown, the downtown area. It's pretty cool. There's really good restaurants, and there's some cool shopping as well.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people like about that run is they rent out this hotel, and then the main street is just like 2 blocks down. You just walk down there, and everything's kind of right there. They got good seafood, fish tacos. There's a lot of good food down there. You know, little bar areas and stuff like that, man. So you got kids? You got family?
Yeah, man. I have 20 kids. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. I have 4 kids, man. They're I got two of them are older, and I got from 9 years old to 22 years old. But yeah,
I got 15-year-old to 9-month-old.
Oh wow! Wow! Good job, Dad.
He said, "Wow."
You know what? I say wow, man, just because I remember, man, that it's a struggle the diapers and all that. You know what I mean? The young, after they're 2, it's not so bad. But
hey, Mike.
Congratulations, man.
You want me to I'm gonna I'm gonna double down on it too. Watch this. Watch this one. So I have a 15-year-old, right? Which she's in high school, sophomore in high school, and then I said I had down to a 9-month-old, and I do have a 9-month-old, but I also do have a 2-year-old as well. She's about to turn 2, so I got the boom. Oh yeah. I'm like back to back in it, homeboy. Like my wife wanted 2 kids. I said, no, well, she wanted 2 kids. I said, all right, if we're gonna do this, boom. I don't want to change diapers again in 5 years again.
Let's get it over with.
Let's do this right here, man. Let's just do this. So, get all the work out of the way at first, man. So yeah, I started over again, but it's different being a dad at an older age. I had my 15-year-old obviously at a younger age, and now I'm a little bit more mature. I'm a little bit more responsible, and definitely more established. And so having kids at an older age, it hits a little harder, or hits a little different, I guess.
That's good, man.
Yeah. Fuck, man, it's a lot of work.
Oh yeah. Back to Bagger Society real quick, man. I forgot to mention they're actually going to have a booth set up at the show, man. So anybody interested in Bagger Society merch, man, come out to the show and see them as well, man. They'll be out there representing.
Yeah, he's got a nice setup there and stuff. I did the last run I did with him was down in San Diego. I don't remember what it was for, but it was a really good day. Rode all the way down to San Diego, and then I turned around, came back home and stuff. So yeah, he puts on. He was saying that the only when he puts on a ride, it's a little bit more. It's not as enjoyable for him if he just doesn't tell anybody he's going on a ride. Because if he puts something together, he has a lot of people that will come out, and then he's got a crowd, or he's got people that are following him, so he wants to make sure everyone gets there safe and stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just kind of take a break from just putting rides together because I have a lot of people that will show up." I'm like, dude, I totally get that. Sometimes you just need to be by yourself on the road, not worrying about anybody else, coordinating shit. You just want to ride.
Yeah. Nah, shit. I feel him, man.
Well, right Right on. Well, hey man, I'm gonna let's kind of like wrap it up. I want to make sure that people know where to get one, they know that I know it's October 1st. It's a Long Beach Motorcycle Super Show, but where can they buy tickets like pre-sale right now? What's the deal?
Yeah, man. So everyone can go to my website, and we'll have the link below. But it's www.fishtailz.shop. It's a little different. A lot of websites are .com, but mine's a .shop. So yeah, man, you could purchase your tickets there online. If you don't want to purchase a ticket online and just purchase it the day of show, that's fine as well. You can
Okay.
we'll take everything, credit card and whatever you got. But I suggest to bring cash. Try to bring the correct change cash. That's probably going to be the best bet to get you in the show the fastest. And then also the same website for anyone interested to register their motorcycles, to purchase vendor spaces as well. Please hit the website, man. The more the merrier, man. It's a lot of some guys are worried about, man, well, I saw that you posted these really fancy bikes, man. My bike's nice, but it's not that fancy. And they're like worried about that. And I'm like, man, enter your bike in the show, man. Bring your bike. There's different levels, man. Like, and we're all not going to be on the same level as everyone else, and you still got a beautiful bike. It's just not as radical or as crazy. So, again, we have awards for everyone, man. Obviously, you're not going to be competing with these big dogs if that's not what it is. So, we'll have we'll put you in the correct category. So yeah, man, I encourage everyone to come out to the show, to enter your motorcycle in the event, so that it just shows more unity, man. And we're all there together, showing our bikes and our artwork and the creativity that we have on
Yeah.
them. And then again, yeah, if you have a small business, man, come out. There's gonna be a lot of people there. So if you want to get your business seen, I would suggest you guys grab a vendor space. So again, please hit the website. The show starts at 11 a.m. It ends at 6 p.m. We're gonna have live entertainment, and man, I look forward to having everyone there. So I hope to get you guys' support.
It's going to be a damn good time, man. It's going to be a really good time. And let me just add, if you are thinking about bringing your bike out and you want to show it, forget what you saw about type of caliper bike. Bring your bike, because just everyone puts their energy and their effort and their own creativity into their bike, and you should still be proud and want to represent that and show that, regardless of regardless of what other bike is sitting next to you and stuff. I go and enter my bike into shows knowing damn well that I'm not going to win, and I don't expect to win because my paint isn't perfect, and I know there's other bikes out there that are
Yeah.
way better than mine. But you know why I go and want to enter mine in the show? One, because I like front row parking. Let's just be real. I like to park in the front row. So one, I like to park front row. But two, to be real, like, listen, for me personally, I put my hands and everything on my bike. I've built and come up with a lot of ideas, and there's a lot of custom stuff and a lot of different doodads and stuff that I've done on my bike. And it maybe not be the perfect bike in the show quality, but
Yeah.
I want to just like show that effort, that work, that energy. I
Right.
want people to see that. I don't care if it's not the perfect bike out there. So yes, bring your bike out there if you want to show it. If you want to show your work and what you've done, bring the damn thing
Bring
out.
it
It does
out.
not matter what the next one looks like.
Yeah, man. Definitely, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. Are there gonna be any you got lowrider bicycles? You got you got any of those coming out?
Yeah, man. So yes, I also allow the lowrider bicycle slash like custom bicycle world join us. And I'm glad you brought that up right now, because I think it's very important, man, because that's how I started. Before cars, before motorcycles, I started building bicycles because I was, back when I was young. And I think it's very important, man, that I let them join us because I want. Um, I feel it's important for us to pay attention and to guide the younger generation in a correct manner, man, in a positive way. And I feel it's very important. You know, it's very easy for a kid to get distracted and to get influenced by bad, people and stuff. And so I think that this will, this helps keep them creative. Get their creativity going in the garage, and and instead of doing wrong things out on the streets, man. So and then so kind of give them, they could see these big dogs, these older guys, and kind of give them inspiration as well. So yeah, man, I definitely think it's a great thing that they're joining us, the lowrider bicycle community.
I think it's equally as great that you incorporate them. Younger generation learns. The reason that I am into what I am and the Harleys and the lifestyle and the garage life and the classic cars and trucks and hot rods and all that stuff is because my dad and my uncle brought me up in that. That's what I grew up in. That's what I was around. And you want to do that. You usually become your environment, what you grew up in and what you were around when you were younger. And if you can give that to somebody, because it's an outlet. This is a huge outlet. And people that don't wrench on things, you take apart cars and bikes and lowriders and all that.
Yeah.
It's an outlet. It's a form of an outlet of like expression and shit like that. And people, it's good that you included in there because it's a dying art. I don't want to say it's a dying art, but it's something that's not appreciated. I don't think as much anymore in the younger generation
Yeah.
when instant gratification and instant satisfaction is so like around everywhere.
Right. I agree, man.
Yeah. Well, hey, man. I want the show to be a huge, giant, twice as much of a success as it was last year. For you.
Thank you.
I hope that everybody shows up and comes out in droves, and please tag me in anything that I can help share.
Will
With
do.
the with the leading up to the show.
Okay.
I want to be able to support, like you said, man, the way that all this works is we support one another, in the long run and in every way. So I want to make sure that I at least do my contribution in that with this and just continuing to support you. And I know it'll be reciprocated vice versa,
Correct, man. Thank you, bro. All right. Yep. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate you, and we'll keep in contact. I'm here, man. If you need something, let me
Of
know.
course, man. Of course, man. So go check them out. Mike Fishtailz Magazines on Instagram. Fishtailz. One more time with the website where they can get all the tickets and stuff.
www.fishtails.shop.
There you go. Go hit them up. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, man. You have a good rest of the night. All right.
All right, bro. Take care, man.
All right, man. You too.
All right.
All right, homeboys. That's it. Good little show right there with Mike. Mike, I appreciate you coming and kicking back with me on a Friday night. I know for him and I, it was a little bit kind of last minute. We just kind of checked their schedules, and we've been trying to get it done, and we finally found a window. And I said, let's do it. Right here is the time that we got, and banged it out before his show. So glad to have got to finally, kick back and relax with them. And it's on a Friday. I was definitely a little bit more like chill. I ain't got to go to work tomorrow, beer in my hand in the garage, chilling. So good time with him. Go check out his show. Fishtailz Magazine is the magazine, but he's got the Long Beach Super Show coming up. It's going to be at the convention center. It's going to be off the hook. It's going to be dope. It's got a lot of big names that are going to be there. So all right, homeboys. I appreciate you guys tuning in for this one. Till the next one, ride hard, ride fast. Just ride. All right, homies. Later.